terrain. India's moon mission comes days after a Russian spacecraft crashed into the moon. Joining us now from Houston, Texas, is retired NASA astronaut Leroy Cho. Thank you so much for joining us. So good to have you with us. The Russian mission to the moon ended, unfortunately, in disappointment. What makes it so difficult to land a spacecraft on the lunar South Pole?
So it's the South Pole is a little more difficult than the equatorial regions because you have to make a series of corrections on the way there in order to get into that orbital plane to be able to set down on one of the poles. But nonetheless, it's very difficult to land on the moon. There have been a number of attempts, and only a handful, as you pointed out, have been successful. To date, no commercial entity has successfully landed anything on the moon. Most recently, just a couple months ago, a Japanese private commercial venture failed. And so it's just not something that's that easy to do.
Not that easy to do at all. Now, India hopes to make history and land on the moon's South Pole. If they pull it off, what would it mean?
Well, this would be a huge accomplishment. As you said just a couple of minutes ago, the only countries that have successfully done it are the United States, the Soviet Union, and China. China, in fact, still has an operational rover, the U-2 -2 on the far side of the moon is continuing operations. And so it'd be a big deal for India if they are indeed the fourth country in the world able to do so.
If India is not successful, what does it mean for the country's space exploration efforts?
Well, it would obviously be a disappointment to India if they are not successful. However, they have been working in space for a number of years. They've made steady progress, and the government has made a commitment for long-term support and funding of their space program. So they've done very well. They have their own plans in the next few years to fly their own astronauts into space. They've developed advanced rockets and cryogenic engines. So they're doing quite well. And even if they don't succeed in this landing, which I actually believe they will this time, they will keep going.
Why is there such intense interest in the lunar South Pole? What's the objective?
Well, the lunar South Pole, parts of it are constantly in shade. That is, the sun never shines on those areas. And so the idea is perhaps there is water, ice in those areas, which would be useful for a number of different things. Of course, ice can be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen for making propellant, rocket propellant. It can be used for other things. And so NASA in particular is very interested in the South Pole. There are also possibly some kind of mineral deposits there or higher concentrations of possibly valuable elements there.
And how do all these different missions impact the global space race that seems to be going on right now? And how high are the stakes for all these different space agencies?
Well, I think, it's important. It's interesting and exciting that all these countries are interested. There's kind of a renewed interest in the moon, including the United States, of course, with the Artemis program. I think the space race might be a little bit of an extension because all the different countries are vying to put probes down there, and NASA, of course, has very publicly said that they're going to go explore the moon. So is China, by the way, but it doesn't have the urgency of the space race or the race to the moon of the 1960s. But nonetheless, I think it's good that we have this competition because it spurs innovation and it kind of keeps momentum going on the exploration.
And speaking of competition, what lessons can be learned from the missions that have not been successful?
So we always learn. People always learn from their failures. That, well, pretty much goes for anything in life, right? But for space missions and aviation, aerospace, of course, we learn from the failures that we've had. We learn where we've had problems in processing or improper use of materials, improper calculations, things like that. And that helps us do it better the next time. So it's always a continuous improvement cycle.
Leroy Cho, thank you so much. Great talking to you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
The founder of